Hello, Internet, World Wide Web, and beyond. We're coming to you from a very air-conditioned studio, aren't we, Tommy?
Damn right. At this time of year, Dan, it's got to be done.
It's not as good as the server room, though, is it? That's
yeah. That's like a freezer in there, dude.
Honestly, I might actually take my stuff out my fridge and put it in there. It's cooler.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Really, I don't.
Forgot on my screen, but we're live, so I can't stop and adjust. I have to adjust it.
Oh, mate.
Keep rolling. Oh, yes.
Well, we got to continue Junk July, haven't we? We're talking about, rubbish movies for this month, which you're thoroughly enjoying and invested in, aren't you, Dan?
You're such a positive guy. So when something rattles you,
yep, it's got to be bad, right?
It adds to the charm.
Damn right. So
right.
I've got to go for so for this week we're going to be talking about Mortal Kombat. Not the 1995 one, because that one I quite enjoy. That's a childhood classic of mine. Best video game ever made. This reboot that came out last year, Mortal Kombat 2021, different story. It's another blunder to talk about for this month.
Rebooting doesn't always help.
It doesn't, and especially in this case, it didn't. So we've got video game movie adaptions. Always have the curse of mixed to poor reception on them, but Mortal Kombat really impressed me with the end result, with its effects, entertaining characters and musical score. When I say Mortal Kombat, I am talking about the 1995 Paul W.S. Anderson movie. This pathetic excuse of a modern day remake doesn't even surpass a movie that came out 25 years previously with a much lower budget. Just in the camera, I see.
We're live!
Mortal Kombat 2021 is a lazily written, hammy acted piece of cinema schlock that tries to establish a movie universe before establishing a first movie beforehand. Think Batman v Superman, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, or The Mummy 2017, and you are not far from the same amount of care in this film.
Nice.
All of the characters except for Kano, Sub-Zero and Scorpion are so poorly acted that the actors may as well have had the script in their hands as they read off the poor dialogue. It was bold to make an original character in Cole Young for the film as the main protagonist, so they actually made an original character who wasn't in the games, which was a decent idea, I guess, but he just doesn't do anything interesting.
I disagree with that, actually, because if you're not part of the game, then who are you?
Well, I like it that it was someone who was like an outsider, like the audience should be, like introduced to all of these characters. That character is essentially the audience, really, but he was such a bad character that it fell by the wayside. But he just doesn't do anything interesting. Sonya Blade is corny / cliche, and Liu Kang really makes you question what kind of acting you are watching. It's that bad.
Right.
Kano, Sub-Zero and Scorpion do bring some substance to the film, with Kano's self-aware humour, which can go a bit extreme at times, and Scorpion and Sub-Zero's rivalry done some kind of justice in the film, I guess, because in the game they're like sworn enemies, these two characters, so it kind of pays off a little bit in the film. The editing for the film is all over the place. Cole Young is thrown into this plot in a matter of seconds and immediately meets up with Jax and Sonya because it just needs to happen. The story does not take time with its characters to establish them properly, other than Cole, who is just an underwhelming original character. So they focus on him, but he's a character that we don't care about. I guess they thought they would save the character establishment and the actual tournament itself, because the whole game is around this fighting tournament. That's what the whole film is about.
Hence the word combat, spelled with a K.
The tournament doesn't even happen in this film, because they wanted to save the tournament for the eventual sequel, because they don't even give this film an ending. Shang Tsung, the main villain of the film, just basically says at the end of the film, I'm going to bring even bigger baddies for you to fight next time. And then vanishes, with the film ending shortly after that, but not before teasing my favourite character from the game, Johnny Cage. So they tease my favourite character, who isn't even in the film. The villain doesn't do anything in the third act, but basically says, don't worry, because in the second film, I'm coming after you lot.
So you may as well, at the end of the film, said, right, that's it. Sorry we've wasted your time.
It's basically a trailer.
Go and watch the second one.
It's a trailer for a film that never happens, and probably isn't going to happen, because the film got such poor reviews. I don't think it's even going to get a sequel.
Do you know, the best I've seen this rated online is 3 stars.
That's generous, because let me tell you now, that's not what it's getting from us tonight. So to close, if you want to watch the best Mortal Kombat movie that exists, watch the 1995 film because this one has worse acting, worse pacing, and lacks in an ending of any kind, which makes me question if the filmmakers even know about the standard 3-act structure for a film.
Lovely.
So to cap that off, I give this film 1.5 stars out of 5. So yet another blunder, suffering my wrath for this month, Dan.
Wow.
Yep.
Just wow.
I mean, that's the thing with video game movies. Have you seen any video game movies like the Super Mario Brothers movie or Assassin's Creed the movie or anything like that?
Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
That's it, the Lara Croft games.
All 3 of them. I have to say, they're actually really good films.
See, I only dabbled watching those when I was a kid, but I recall only watching them for Angelina Jolie.
Have you okay, at least you're on it. Have you seen the last one, the latest one?
Yeah, the one that came out a couple of years ago? I haven't seen that one. No.
I'll be honest with you. I found, because obviously I knew the story and learnt the story obviously from the game, as you do with video game movies.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed the game, and then I watched the film, and I really enjoyed the film as well. There was a slight twist in the film. I'm not sure if I should tell you because it might give it too much away.
Tell me off air. Don't spoil it for the listeners.
But I have to say, there are certain memorable moments of that game which are portrayed very well in the film.
Okay.
And neither the game nor the film actually give away the motive for what's actually happening with the enemy. It's just happening completely. Like you kind of learn a little bit more about what's happening on this, like what the bad guys are up to, but they don't let it on because obviously it's a potential opener for another game and obviously another film.
Let me ask you a question about Tomb Raider. What, as a fan, what do you prefer? Do you prefer the Angelina Jolie films or do you prefer the newer film?
If I'm honest with you, you can't beat the Angelina Jolie films.
Okay.
Just because...
Because I'm not a fan and I haven't seen them in a long time.
Just because I think as far as the games go, the original Tomb Raiders are the best.
Right.
Obviously, Angelina Jolie and her home and everything that's true up until the character, till the film was made, is portrayed in the film very well. You've got some great acting. You've got... great actors as well in there. I can't remember his name. You got the bloke.
Gerard Butler's in it, isn't he? In the second film, I think he's in.
Yeah, he is. Cradle of Life he's in. Yeah, and you've just got Lara's signature guns, the signature moves, the signature stuff. It's Tomb Raider.
I have been to quite a few fancy dress parties where girls have come dressed as Lara Croft. It's quite a common fancy dress thing, I think.
Yeah, it is, and I think. The story you get from the film, obviously, in the original games, you don't really get any dialogue, you don't really get any speaking, you don't get a lot.
Yeah.
But the puzzle solving, and then when you obviously get a film, so when you've gone through these games with absolutely with nothing apart from the puzzle, you might get the odd sound, you might get the odd little sequence between levels. That's all you get. You don't get a lot of story. You don't really understand too much what your goals are, but you obviously learn as you play.
Right.
In the films, obviously, you do get a lot of the missing gaps.
I see.
Because obviously, Angelina Jolie's not just keeping her mouth shut the whole way through the film. She's obviously, there's talking, there's a lots of bits going on, and obviously
a lot of action.
I just think they've got I think they've got everything down to a T. It's a great set of family action movies.
Okay,
so
yeah.
That's how I
mean,
say them.
Again, you might have to call this a double review, really.
Not in June, July, I don't, because I like these films.
But yeah, that's true. But no, yeah. I mean, I think it's safe to say that Mortal Kombat movie. Absolutely, it just adds to the trash heap that is films being made from video games and failing. It's like they're making a new animated film, a Super Mario Brothers animated film,
right?
And they've the voice cast for this film. Like they've got like Chris Pratt voicing Mario, who's not gonna sound anything like the character.
They need to hire me.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Tommy, what are you doing here?
And
it is me, Mario, and I would like to know, where is Luigi?
He's making dormio with his brother. Honestly, dude, that's all I was getting from that impression
When
right
is
there.
your Dolmio day?
When's
Yeah,
your
yeah.
Dolmio day, eh?
I haven't had Dolmio in ages.
Nah, it's not for
Yeah.
me, but no, yeah. Oh, that's a whole another video.
Yeah,
We'll
mate,
get to the
Whole
super.
other video. What, do you want to go to the kitchen or something?
No. We'll talk about the Super Mario Brothers live action
Oh,
movie
right, yeah.
hopefully one day.
Yeah, okay. For a second there, I thought you were talking, right, let's go make some pasta sauce on YouTube Live. Yeah, let's do it. All right, well, there you go. Junk July.
That's it. Yeah, well, that's another one done. How many more we got?
Well, we're on the 11th today, 11th of July.
Yep.
Yeah, and I can say that because we're not recording it like we did for the radio station where we pretended to be live, but we're not talking about that. We don't talk about
We don't talk about
We
it.
don't talk about it.
It's
like,
good.
It's like
It's good.
Bruno, we don't talk about it. Right, we've got next week, the 18th,
Okay.
and then we've got the week after, the 25th.
Awesome. Yeah. And I'll make sure to get some real good blunders for those last two, let me tell you.
I'll tell you, I've got some ideas.
Yeah, but the problem is, Dan, me and you might not agree on them.
Have you seen Wall-E?
No.
Okay.
But I've seen bits of it and it doesn't do much for me.
I got so bored watching that, and the same for the movie.
Did you say like Cars 2 is better than Wall-E?
Yes, Cars 2. Is
I know
bad.
some people who would hate
Cars-
you for that.
Cars 2 is bad. Also, I'm not a fan of Disney's Soul. I just thought it
I
was
haven't seen Soul,
boring.
so
I just think the whole movie was all about trying to send out a message, and the message was good, and I get it. You had a funny scene with the voice of Richard Ayoade, but that was it. The rest of it just bored me so much. I just thought that
I've
for a
heard
film called
mixed
Soul,
reviews.
there's no soul.
Yeah.
But to be honest, that one is you probably it's kind of a Marmite thing. I reckon Soul is probably going to be loved or hated by people. No middle ground.
Mhm.
Wall-E, I think, is an easy. You won't enjoy that.
Okay.
So-
Okay. No, yeah, I'll
But you'll have to watch them and let me know.
well, I do have Disney Plus, so I'll certainly be sure to check that out at some
I'll
point.
tell you another film that sucked.
What?
Right. And I watched this the other day when I was off ill with COVID. I watched this.
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
No, that's a good film. I like that film. No, the film that I really hated was Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island.
See,
That
yeah,
had to be the worst film.
I mean,
I've seen
it's
in
so
ages.
ironic because the original Zombie Island is considered one of the greatest
It is.
Scooby-Doo
it
movies.
Is, that to me is a 5-star masterpiece. They should have left it well alone, and they made this sequel, and it was just fail after fail after fail.
Yep.
You got some some really weird, creepy love of the Mystery Machine. Fred trying to marry the thing. What the hell's that about?
Yeah.
The police not letting them solve mysteries. Shaggy and Scooby liking spooky television. And then, if that wasn't bad enough, because that was all bad, Shaggy and Scooby say to the gang, right, promise not to solve any more mysteries. The gang are just like, oh, and they're visibly struggling for a whole half of the film, or for a whole quarter of the film. Just like, oh no, we made a promise, and they're like, but there's zombies walking towards us. Surely you got to break the promise now. And Shaggy and Scooby are like, no, we're keeping the promise. Like, what?
Well,
What the hell?
Well, at least you're.
It was awful.
I haven't seen that, and I don't plan to. So
No, don't.
we won't be talking
Don't.
about that.
You will
Don't
not
worry.
ever get that time of your life back. I'll
Never
tell you,
mind.
you want to watch that when you get COVID,
Yep.
because obviously you can't do anything else and you already feel like death. So
True.
that film is the perfect suit to how you're feeling.
Exactly.
There you
Yeah.
go. Anyway, that's Junk July for you. You can like, comment, subscribe, all down below. If you're watching this on the repeat, then we're here Mondays from around 7ish, and you can catch us here on this YouTube channel. If you obviously like and subscribe, you'll be the first to know when we're live, and you know what a thing to do with your life. Watching us, you could not be in any better of a place. Right, Tommy, you're also on Letterboxd.
I am Larkins95. Feel free to look that up if you wish to read more of my reviews, guys.
Absolutely, and you also get to see how much he swears as well. That's it from us. Take care.
Take care.